guys? We're back again with another tier list for Operation Dread Factor, and today we are going to be doing a weapons tier list. What is the best weapon? No ability. We're not taking into account of abilities at all today. We are doing just weapons. So if you want to grab a gun to just frag out, this tier list right now is what you're looking for. Let's get to it. We're going to be doing attackers first, and then we're going to be doing defenders afterwards, which are going to be time stamped on the video. So let's get to it. We got the old sledge. I'm going to do this fast, and then we're going to rearrange them on Y. L8. 556. G3 and R4C, I would say, is going to be A tier. Pistol and shield combo. F2 DMR. AK. Las rifle. Not including the ability, probably, yeah, I'll say D. Not shield. Shield combo. Commando and G8. Bucks C8. Blackbeard. Gun is very mid. Capital. Tricky. Place it there. I think that's fine. Ibana. Jackal. Osa. Lion. Finka. Maverick. Nomad. Gridlock. Knock. Amaru. Cali. Ace. Zero. Flores. Sens. Brava. Grim. And place Ying. And Zofia. And Doke. I think that's it for the attackers. Ayana as well. Still used to just place her in S. I wanted to continue to do that. Alright, so this is the tier list for the attackers. So we're going to go through their guns really quick. AK, along with the AK is one of the best weapons in the game, if not the best weapon in the game. Fire rate, damage, all that. You have the Commando. You have the G8. You have so many different options of almost instant death. I mean, Grim and IQ have the same weapon. I mean, gun's great. That's why Grim is even like... Grim getting a buff is definitely a good thing. I mean, he has one of the best guns in the game as well. So, boom. You have Amaru, you have Supernova, or the G8. Amazing. Jackal has access to two amazing guns. The C7 or the PDW. And I think the PDW is one of the best guns of the game in terms of fire rate, damage, recoil control, everything like that. So, amazing. Zero, his assault rifle is nuts. It's really strong. And that's why a lot of people love Zero in the solo queue environment. And Zofia's gun is still really strong. It just sucks that Zof herself is very slow. And then you have the A tier, which is either lower damage, lower fire rate, just not quite enough to be S tier. So L8 or AR, both guns are solid, but lower fire rate. The reason why the 5.56 is slightly lower is because I just feel like the L8 is a superior version of the 5.56 comparatively. G3 is very strong, decent fire rate, decent recoil. The only downside is the damage is a little bit lower. That's why it's not going to be S tier. It's going to be A tier. You run it all the time. I just don't think that it is an S tier weapon. It is really good, but imagine Ayana having like Zofia's AR, or Ayana having, let's say, the Commando or the AK. It just doesn't make sense. It's too strong, right? C8s. I mean, it's a good gun statistically. Just the only problem is recoil. Really good gun. Just fire rate is fairly slow. Really good gun. Just lower damage, lower capacity. Really good gun. I mean, you could try to convince me that it's applicable to the PDW, but I think Lions has a little bit more recoil. Nomad, Ella F. She's not even listed on this. What, are you delusional? People be stupid. Anyways, Nomad ARX is an amazing gun. I kind of want to place it S tier, but it 20 damage capacity. Redlux guns are actually really amazing. It's just that, you know, she's so slow as an attacker, it hurts. AR is an amazing gun. Bravo, same gun as Capital, really good. Ying's LMG, probably the best LMG in the game. High damage, high capacity, just slightly slower fire rate, but hits like a truck. G3 or the ARX, both are solid, both are good. 5.56, slower fire rate. And I think it kind of bounces in a weird way compared to the L8, so I listed a little bit lower. Which the F2 is horrible. If it was just off F2, I'd place her here, but it is off the DMR, which I think is very similar to Dokes, so they're listed very close together. Right, that. Then you have, this is a weapon tier list space. Only off their primary weapon, no ability, nothing else besides their weapon. So then you have Callie. I mean, I like Callie's. It can be nice sometimes. Not quite with this range of ops, but Glaz, really only the thermal got it going up, but I'm going based off the weapon, not the thermal, and it's just a very inferior version to any other DMRs. Blackbeard's AR is very, very weak comparatively to any other gun in the game on attack. Finka's got nerfed into oblivion. That gun is just recoil as all hell and just not reliable. Mav, very weak gun. I think it's actually not a bad gun, but like it's a very bumpy ride for, you know. I just don't see people picking Maverick for his gun anymore. Like it's just not. It got nerfed slightly and it got really bad. Knock, probably arguably the worst gun on attack. If maybe there might be another worst gun somewhere, but one of the worst guns on attack, and it is hard to control. The reason why Knock is still a very strong operator is for extra ability, her ability to sneak around and her grenades, but just off her gun is not great. And you have Sens, and this is like the very inferior version of the PDW, which I just hate. And then the shield combos. I'm going to place them at the lowest because it's shields. It's hard to really compare them. This is a weapon tier list. All right. And that was for the attackers. Now let's get to the defenders. People are coming in and be like so confused because it's just off of weapons. All right, now we're gonna do smoke. Boom. Yeah, we are gonna do Fenrir. Don't you worry. Let's actually start with Fenrir. Fenrir is gonna be marked by Grim, just so you guys can see it. This is Fenrir. Fenrir is gonna be at. Honestly. MP7. MP7. A tier. I kind of wanted S tier, but it's not a 1.5 scope. It's kind of a 1.5 meta, so I'm going to shift more towards A there. You have smoke shotgun, mute shotgun with SMG 11 combo. Definitely going to be up there in terms of... I'm going to place the B tier because it takes the right type of player to use it effectively. So like I can't put it next to an MP7, which is like a brain dead moron can use effectively. This takes a little bit of competitive know-how, and their abilities are really good, so that's why they're going to be there. Pulse, UMP with 1.5 scope. You got Doc 1.5 MP5, Rook and MP5 with a 1.5. Tachanka with a 1.5/2x. Capkin doesn't have the optics anymore. MP7 as well. Jaeger's gun. This is going to be a tricky one because I think Jaeger's gun is more here than here. But I know a lot of people love his gun, but I just see it being slightly worse now. And I'm going to stick to my guts here and trust my instinct on that. Like, I think that I'd rather have the MP7 over Jaeger's gun, personally. Each their own, I guess. Frost, easy S tier. Valkyrie is going to be an A tier. Little pellet BB gun. You have Cav. Shotgun pistol damage. I'm gonna place her at the D tier because you guys get real close. Echo, easy. I mean, Supernova or MP5. I mean, pick your poison. I'm losing my track. Mira, Vector. Yeah, I think A tier. I think A tiers. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my gut on that. That's gonna be A tier. I think the Vector's really strong. Legion T5. Boom, easy. Ella can be a little bit of a bumpy ride, but still really strong. Vigil. I think that it's just lower than all these because the K1A is it got nerfed and it's just a bumpy mess now. Like I just don't see it being like super strong anymore. So I'm gonna lower that a little bit. Alibi, honestly, this should probably be the one of the only S tier weapons with a 1x because that's just an amazing gun. Maestro, I'm gonna place him at S tier as well. That LMG, if you place it like put that LMG in any other fast operator's hands, and that is just an insane, just monstrosity. I feel pretty good about that one. Thought about it for a second. Clash. Come on. Cade. I play Cade a lot. I would consider myself a Cade main on a lot of different maps, and I'm doing this because I just don't like Cade's weapons. Not quite at cav range, but definitely falls under the bar in terms of just pure raw gunpowder. And you know, you don't pick Cade for his guns. You pick it because of the utility. Mozzie, I'm gonna place Mozzie at A because I think that the Roni is really good, but it's not as broken as some of the other guns. Warden, that's an easy S. Don't even think this needs to be at the goddamn top. This isn't in order, but Warden needs to be at the top. Goyo. Oh my. Oryx. Malusi. Aruni. Thunderbird. A little bit lower. It has a lot of recoil on PC. A lot of recoil. It's just not. It kind of feels like Eager's gun, so kind of putting them kind of close together. Thorn. Azami. Solus. I think the P90 is like just a weaker SMG. Solus is really strong, but not because of the P90. The P90. No one's ever said, "Oh wow, the P90 is OP as hell." No, it's really not. That's going to be it for the defenders. So it's a little bit of a 1.5x meta, but that's kind of how the game is right now. Like if you have a 1.5 scope, you're usually doing fairly better, like doing pretty good with whatever you got. Barely in recoil with 1.5, a little bit more recoil than the MPX, but still really strong. Kind of a 1.5 or a 2x, still strong. Frost, this gun has been amazing, and most of you know about it. I mean, it's a really good gun. This is Fenrir. MP5 basically the same as Docs, or you can run the Supernova on it and with a bearing. I mean, tons of different variants for Echo, and he's all really good. One of the only 1x is on this list for S tier, but probably the best 1x gun like on the defending side. Just the fire rate is just insane with the recoil. The LMG, Macho's LMG is really strong. It's just that it's attached to a meatball, so gonna be at S tier. Goyo 1.5 scope, honestly, on that Vector is insane. It can have a little bit of recoil, but with that fire rate, with that extra zoomage, is a sniper. Wamai 1.5, I dislike his 1.5 compared to Doc's for some reason. I feel like it has slightly more recoil, but it's still incredibly strong. And then a Rooney DMR with a 1.5 scope. I mean, this needs to be S tier no matter what. And then going through, you have Fenrir with the MP7. You have Capkin's gun with Azami. You have the MP7 with the Fenrir. MPX without the 1.5 scope, Vector without the 1.5, E5, E5. The Roni with the 1.5, just slower mag capacity. I just think that it's a little weaker version than some of the other guns, but still incredibly strong. Could potentially be S tier, but just off my personal experience with it, I think that it is an A tier, not an S tier. And then Thorn's gun plus just backup weapon. And then you have this shotgun SMG-11 combo right here, which takes a little bit of technical know-how. B tier and up. B tier is not necessarily bad. It just takes a little bit more. Like, you can't just have a random person run these guns and expect them to do really well. It takes a little bit of technical know-how to really get the most out of these. You know, the UMPs with 1.5 scope, really low fire rate, really low recoil, could potentially be A tier, but I think that low fire rate does get them killed pretty often, so that's why I place them a little bit lower. Jaeger has a little bit of recoil. You have Ella, who has a little bit of recoil. You have the MP5 without any extra additions. I mean, not bad, not great, pretty good. Headshot popper, but, you know, nothing really like, oh my god, I love this gun. Like, no, it's nothing like that. You have a ton of recoil with the spear. Then you have Solos, the P90 with a 1X. I wish Solos had a 1.5, but that would just break her so much. And then you start to go down to where it's like, eesh. Vigil's K1A has a ton of recoil. I don't like it for a 1X gun. I dislike it one of the most. So, Cade's 1.5 on his shotgun or his AUG. His AUG is just a very weak variation of all the other SMGs. It shoots slower than most of the SMGs. And you don't have a 1.5 scope on that, so you either have to run shotgun for the utility, or you and like the stopping power at closer ranges, or you run the AUG, and yeah, it's nice, but it's not great, and you're a 3-on without a scoped optic. You have Caveira, who's only close range weaponry, so you know it's good up close, but long range, good luck. And you have Clash, who's just an absolute joke of an operator. So yeah, she's at E. These are the defenders. Notice how most of them are like SAB. Because most of them, honestly, Siege is pretty well balanced in terms of weaponry. I mean, I don't. Most of these guys, I mean, up or down a tier, and honestly, it'd be hard to complain. Like most of the operators are fairly well balanced on defense in terms of just their weapon, just you know. But as you can see, it is a 1.5 meta. It helps you be more aggressive. It helps you hold longer angles, and it helps you be more aggressive overall. Now let's go to the best weapon on either side. We're gonna do the top 3 on either side. So we're just doing boom, boom, boom. So Warden, I think it has the best weapon on defense. And then after Warden, I'm gonna put up Aruni, but she's gonna be at 3rd. But you're gonna have Warden as the best. Either like the best or like, you know, the most. I know what I'm looking for. The most slept on, or one of the best clutching weapons. I'm gonna do this. 1, 2, 3. This is gonna be like my top 4 defense. You have Warden. This is probably the best headshot popper. This is why so many people will play Warden. His gun is amazing and really good with the 1.5 scope. And you have Frost. Frost, I put it 2nd because Frost overall is an amazing operator, but her gun is just a very stable, just sledgehammer shooter. So there are probably other better 1.5 scoped weapons, but I love the Frost. I think it's slept on. And then you have the Rooney, which is the only defending DMR, and DMRs are pretty good. But on defense, when you just maybe you're only gonna be able to see some of their body, it is really nice to be able to just take them out in like 2 shots from range, from any range. So that's the 1, 2, 3 on that. Let's go to best guns on attack. I think this is pretty obvious off of what I was saying originally. We're gonna have the AK. I think the AK is one of the best guns in the game. It has a little bit of recoil, but in terms of just pure raw stopping power, I think that you can't really beat the AK. I think you can't. And then from there, we're going to go to I think we're going to go Commando. I think we're going to the Commando. I think the Commando is a really good gun too. And I think I'm looking at the other guns. I'm just like, I think this outperforms most. If not, maybe the pair with the L8 F2. Hell no, F2 is horrible. Doesn't have a vert grip anymore. It makes it real bad. I don't know. Commando L8. I just think are really good combos, but best weapons in the game. Honestly, the AK is the only one that really stands out to me. All the other guns are like very close. And then I would say PDW. G3, the G36 is a really good gun, but like it doesn't keep up in terms of damage, and the fire rate isn't amazing. It is really stable and is really reliable, but a lot of times when I die as Ayana, I'm like, oh my god, I missed a headshot, and then I take them down to like 20 health. Any other gun like the L8 or the PDW, you're shooting really fast, tons of bullets, and it does about the same amount of damage. Or you have the L8, which is shooting goddamn sledgehammers. If you're not getting a headshot, you get body shots, you're still killing them with the L8. So this will be my 1, 2, 3. You're gonna have the AK, and then you're gonna have either the L8 or the Commando. I'm not sure that's gonna be second place. And third place is gonna be the PDW variants. Alright guys, and that's it for the weapon tier list. Make sure to subscribe, drop a comment, and leave a like down below. And if you guys have a weapon that you think that I didn't place correctly, make sure to leave that down below in the comments and make sure to tell me why. Alright guys, peace out. Until next time.